Hey everyone, welcome to My Wife the Dietitian, a weekly podcast about lifestyle and healthy eating. I'm Rob, and together with my wife Sandra, we invite you to join us on this informative yet entertaining journey through the complex world of healthy eating.
We'll cover everything but the kitchen sink. Each week we'll discuss topics ranging from how to protect yourself from developing cancer, spicy foods to rev up the libido, to caring for your palliative grandfather with Alzheimer's.
We'll also delve into more complex issues like, what the heck is oat milk? Why doesn't my butt fit into these jeans? And every guy's favorite question, will eating spinach really make it bigger? Join us each week as we strive to educate, enlighten, and entertain you. Oh, hey there. I'm just doing a bit of last-minute studying for my test today. Sandra thought she'd see if I'd been listening by surprising me with a little pop quiz. Love when she does that. She's put together 15 questions from some of the episodes we've done. You want to play along? All right, grab your thinking cap and let's see how we do.
Episode 27, a nutrition pop quiz.
Oh, pop quiz. Am I getting quizzed?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Is that okay?
Do I have a choice?
Well, most of the questions are some key elements of a variety of different themes that we talked about over the last 26 episodes.
So you're saying I should know this stuff?
Well, maybe not. I mean,
it'll sound familiar at least.
Some of it. Not every question has been covered in our episodes.
Okay. And all our listeners at home can play along.
That's right.
Right?
Yes,
they can get their pen and paper right now and play along. See if you can beat the husband of the dietitian.
Well, they might be driving, so don't multitask while you're driving.
No.
So just listen along.
All right. So you're just going to ask me questions and I'll see how I do?
Yeah, they're really kind
really
of
easy?
Basically I've taken some elements out of each episode and they're completely randomly selected, so there's no order, no rhyme or reason with this.
Okay.
Kind of like the miscellaneous drawer we have in the kitchen.
Oh, we have them everywhere.
Yes.
Every drawer is miscellaneous. Drives me crazy.
Okay, number 1. How much fluid does a human body lose daily? 2 cups, 5 cups, 8 cups, or 10 cups?
Oh, it's like multiple choice.
Well, some of them are.
How much fluid? I'm going to say, because you pee a lot, I'm going to say like 8 cups.
That's close.
Okay, then 10.
Yes.
That was my I was thinking. I always have a gut feeling and I never go with it. My gut was telling me 10, but I went with 8. Okay, so my gut was right. 10 cups. Yeah, that's a lot of fluid. It is,
especially if it's a hot weather or if you're working out or working or sweating or losing fluid, fever, sick. But basically on a regular day, it's about 10 cups of fluid.
And that's why you need to drink that much fluid every day.
Yeah.
Because you're losing that much.
Exactly. Yeah, we excrete it and we sweat it out. And
so here's a question for you. Do you lose that much fluid if you're not drinking? Like if someone didn't drink any water at all, would they still lose that much fluid? Because the more you drink, the more you pee, right? So I'm thinking that they're kind of related.
Right.
But anyway, you don't have to answer that.
Your body definitely concentrates the urine and conserves as much water as possible if you're not drinking. So, it doesn't want to be dehydrated and it's trying to conserve any way possible. So, for a baby that's dehydrated, if they cry and there's no tears, that's an indication that their body's preserving all the fluid it has and there's not enough to produce tears.
Oh, wow. Well,
yeah.
That's interesting. I'll have to keep my eye open for that. Okay, next question.
Number 2, adding flaxseed oil to your fry pan before cooking is a healthy thing to do.
Well, flaxseed oil is healthy.
Yes.
But heating it is not healthy.
Right.
In fact, it's bad for you.
Heating
any oil. right?
Well,
But
especially the polyunsaturated, unrefined oils.
You know what else I've learned since our episode on oil is even if I want to put flax seeds in my oatmeal in the morning,
Yeah.
because sometimes I'll put frozen blueberries in my oatmeal and then throw it all in the microwave to sort of warm up the blueberries.
Oh, yes.
And you're like, well, don't put the flaxseed on and then microwave it because it breaks down the flaxseed. So I wait till after the microwave and then I sprinkle it all on top.
Good thinking. Wow.
I don't want to ruin those little flax seeds.
Exactly. Those good fats.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they're essential fatty acids. They give us really important fats, and it's really an easy way to get those omega-3s is the flax seed, it's like the ground flax seeds. And if you use the oil, it's good to use it on salad dressing or on something that you're not cooking. So you add it after, just before you eat it. And if you cook with it, you'll break it down because the polyunsaturated fats like flaxseed oil will break down with heat.
Air.
Yeah.
And sunlight.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why dark place, cool place, in a aluminum foil or tin that can't get the light through.
Right. Another point about, and this is something we've been doing since our episode on oil.
Episode 23.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Fats, grease, and oil.
We've been adding it, like Sandra mentioned this in the episode, that like the traditional way that pasta was made was the oil was added after it was cooked.
Yeah.
Like the olive oil.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people are like, they'll throw it in the pan, cook with it, but that's an unhealthy way to do it. So we've been trying that, cooking in water a lot of times.
And broth. Yeah.
Even eggs, I was cooking
Salsa.
The salsa, just some kind of liquid, but the oil is unhealthy. And we've been having success cooking without oil, just in case people were curious about how that all went.
And that's been the last month because episode 23 was 4 episodes ago.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been okay.
It's definitely doable.
And I think a lot of times with cooking, people like turn on the fry pan and it goes up to a high heat and they add their oil and the oil actually starts to smoke maybe. And then they still keep cooking. And you know what? That is so bad for you. It is so not good for you to use, oil that's past its smoke point and it's already like rancid. So you're basically making food and you're starting out with it not healthy.
Yeah. So that's something to pay attention to.
Yeah. Yeah. And cooking with broth and water and different cooking methods instead of frying.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next question.
Number 3, multigrain, in quotes. Multigrain breads always mean whole grain.
No,
quotes.
that is false.
That's episode 17. I think we talked about it. And on the label reading, I think, which was one of the first couple episodes. Episode 9.
Because multigrain could mean... Explain it again. I remember you explaining this, and I just remember that it's false, but I can't remember. It could mean things that aren't whole grain, like give me some examples.
So multi just means more than one type of grain in it, but they all could be refined. And so a multi-grain could be completely refined, made with like all-purpose flour and corn flour and rice flour, all the different ones, but it's all been fully refined basically without the bran. So a whole grain would have the bran and would have more fiber, and we want to get more whole grains in our diet. And so multi-grain bread does not necessarily mean whole grain, and a lot of times it isn't whole grain.
So how would you know if it is? Like, how would you know which multigrain is good and which one isn't? Like, read the ingredients to see that it says whole grain, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah, the first ingredient, if it's refined white flour, that's usually on a multigrain, it's refined white flour as the first ingredient. So that's the biggest amount in that food. And it's made with white bread, white flour. So, and you're going to notice that the fiber is probably 1 gram of fiber per serving, like per slice or less. But with a whole grain, it would probably be more than 2 grams of fiber per serving or more. Yeah,
that's good to know.
Mm-hmm. The sprouted whole grain is good too. It's made with the sprouted grains that
Right.
we just had a sprouts last night, and it was sunflower seed sprouts. And yeah, there's so many. I think I want to do an episode on sprouts because it's really they're so good. And some of the breads that you buy are made with the sprouted grains, and it's actually an easier way to digest the bread.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Number 4, there's not a high content of lycopene in 1, carrots, 2, tomato sauce, 3, watermelon, or 4, guava. And that's from episode 5. There's not a high content of lycopene. So
Lycopene is in tomatoes.
Okay, you know that.
So I'm guessing it's not in carrots.
Correct.
Hey.
Was that a tricky one?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can tell your wheels are turning.
Well, I don't know for a fact it's not in carrots, but I'm like 95% sure it's not in carrots. I'm not sure about watermelon and guava, so I kind of guessed at carrots.
Okay, yeah, it's the like you said, it's in tomatoes, and it's the red element, and it's in also guava and watermelon.
So it is in those.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. There was something else in watermelon too. Citrulline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember
Good
that.
memory. Holy.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, and remember what lycopene was?
Nope.
Okay, it is. It's the phytochemical or antioxidant that they're finding that men that have a high level of lycopene in their blood, so they've been eating either salsa or tomato sauce or some sort of tomato-based product, or guava or watermelon, and they have a higher blood level of lycopene, have a lower risk of prostate cancer.
Ah, interesting.
So there is this link, and they're finding more and more, with links with different diseases, and it's helpful. It's a antioxidant.
Okay. And we talked about that in episode 5. Was that the cancer episode?
Yes, the cancer prevention.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
And you did at one point in one episode, and I can't remember when, you said lutein. It was the eye health. We were talking about lutein.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was, because lycopene and lutein, they're both phytochemicals. They're both found in plant foods.
They both start with L and then with een.
Exactly. So I think you were like, and that was good that you mentioned it, because I never kind of thought about that before, that, that could be confusing. Yeah. Lutein is in
spinach.
Yes.
Spinach,
yeah. Green leafy vegetables.
Oh, the green leafies. Yeah.
Really good for eye health. So lutein and lycopene's in tomato. All right. And number 5, which food does not contain fiber? Spinach, orange, chicken breast, or walnuts?
I'll go with C, chicken breast.
Oh, good. That's right.
Yeah, I've learned that.
Okay.
Animals don't have fiber.
There you go. Yes. So plant fiber, is in plants. Yay.
Yeah,
we should have like the big
yeah, the
applause. The audience applause.
That would be fun.
Episode 17, that was in the fiber episode. All right. Oh, another one. Number 6 is also about the fiber. How much fiber should you eat daily? And this is, when I say you, I just mean like the general population, men and women. So it's kind of a range that we're talking about. So A is 5 grams. B is 10 to 15 grams. C, 20 to 35 grams. And D, 50 grams or more.
My gut says C.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Look at me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, isn't that a percentage of something? Is there like a formula for that? Well, that's just it's not based on your weight or on like your calories, like a percentage of your calories or anything.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I think.
Or is that protein that's, because I know for one of them there was some fancy formula you had to do, and
there's formulas for everything
I know,
with
right?
nutrition. Believe me, it's all based on the body weight and your exertion and all that kind of stuff. So, but with fiber, 20 to 35 grams is a good thing to aim for. Most of the population, remember, is lacking.
Right.
And so they have probably, more than 10 grams or, around that number. So we want to increase the fiber. We want to try to have some sort of fiber food at each meal and snack if possible. So
how much fiber is in like an apple?
I think it's about 2 grams.
Okay, yeah. So
there's a little bit, remember there's 2 types of fiber, the soluble and insoluble.
Right.
And so the skin has the insoluble.
That's true.
And so if you peel an apple, it's a little bit less fiber. You're getting some more benefit from having the whole apple that has the skin.
Right. Gotcha.
Awesome. Okay. Number 7, for healthy gut biome, so healthy, happy gut, you only need probiotics.
That doesn't sound correct. I'm going to say false.
That's right. Yeah. So probiotics are those live bacteria or the active culture. And we get that in a variety of different things, like
yogurt.
Yes. And what else?
I'm not sure.
What do we get on the pizza that we love? Local pizza. It's a Korean.
Oh, the kimchi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome on the pizza. Who would have thought? Well, our local pizzeria thought, I guess.
That's right.
But no, it's a yummy ingredient.
Yeah. So anyways, the probiotics are the live bacteria, and then we need to feed because they are alive. We need to keep them alive. So we have to eat things that are prebiotics, and the prebiotics is the food for the probiotics.
Right on.
And do you remember what kind of foods are prebiotic?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. No.
Okay.
I mean, I could think about it, but we're on the clock here, so I don't want to keep everyone waiting.
Oh, okay. Well, it's in a wide variety of foods. So a lot of like root vegetables, bananas, whole grains. A lot of our like asparagus, a lot of our food that we eat that are plant-based give you the prebiotics.
Right.
And a lot of like grains too. So that's one of those things with, if you cut out carbs or completely have a low carb diet, you might be affecting your gut biome over the long term and not having enough food for the probiotics.
Right. I think that's where I remember you talking about it, is saying that the grains are a prebiotic, and if you cut out a lot of carbs, then it's gonna impact that. Right.
And inulin. Remember inulin?
I do.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about that in the future, but it is a prebiotic that we're going to hear more about in the future.
Well, then, that sounds exciting.
Okay. You're so funny.
How's everyone doing?
We're about halfway through, aren't we?
Are we winning? Hopefully everyone's winning.
Yes, I'm sure they are. Yeah, winning.
Winning. That's the goal. Well, that's the goal. I mean, that's the goal, not to win, but we just want to make sure you guys
to pass the test.
Yeah, we want to make sure we've explained things in our episodes well enough for you to be doing well on this little quiz. So hopefully you're winning.
Yes, well, you're winning, honey.
I am winning.
You're lucky.
All right.
Just joking. All right, number 8. There's cholesterol in A, bread, B, nuts and seeds, C, chicken, D, coconut milk.
So here's how I remember it. Cholesterol is kind of like the opposite of fiber. Cholesterol is only found in animal foods.
Yes.
Whereas fiber is only found in plant foods.
Right. So what's your answer?
So the answer is whatever the animal one was.
Chicken breast.
Chicken breast. Yeah.
And it was chicken. Sorry, that was C. Yes. Yeah. But it was a bit of a trick question.
Because there's also some cholesterol in coconut milk.
There's not cholesterol.
Oh, there's
something that's usually just in animal products, a fat.
What's it called?
Saturated fat.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the saturated fat is in coconut, but there's no cholesterol in coconut because that's only comes from an animal.
Okay.
Or as Michael Pollan says, only eat things that grow from the ground or have a face.
Well, I have a face.
No, I know, but that's the animal part, right?
That's a little bit misleading.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, my neighbor looks pretty good. We should have them over for dinner.
So bad. Okay.
That means a whole different thing.
You haven't heard that one, eh?
Invite your neighbors over for dinner.
Have a face? You haven't heard that?
No, I don't like that. I don't think.
I didn't think you would.
That's just weird. I mean, I guess
fish
it's
and
logic. It makes
cows
sense,
and
but
all the animal products, right? I like the food that come
But
from
when
an animal.
it has a face, you don't want to eat it.
That's right. That's why
All
there's
the
a lot of
vegetarians are
vegetarians.
going, exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. And if you name it, if it's like your pet, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Yeah, that's why our chickens only give us eggs. We're never going to eat them. But that's just...
Well, if we eat them, then they'll stop giving us eggs. If they think we're going to eat them, they'll probably stop giving us eggs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I want to do another episode on eggs and the just the health benefits. Are they healthy? Because people have questions about that. But
no, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Number 9, it's about coconut milk. So coconut milk has a high amount of protein per cup, and that's episode 1.
That is false.
Oh, what about coconut yogurt? Cocoa
Probably also false.
That's right. So yeah, exactly. So coconut milk, coconuts don't have much protein at all. They're almost, so coconut milk has no protein. Hardly 1 gram or 0 grams of protein per cup. So if you're switching from dairy milk to coconut, you're going to have to find some other sources of protein because you're not getting it from your milk anymore.
Yeah, it tastes good, but there's not a lot. There's not a lot to it.
There's not a lot to the coconut milk or the coconut yogurt, except the taste is good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other problems with it, though. Remember, where do you get coconuts?
Well, they're from far away.
Yeah,
they don't grow locally.
No.
Not where we live.
No, exactly.
No.
Pacific Northwest. Yeah, it's So that's the other thing. It's just the carbon footprint, just the way that they're stripping the places that they grow coconuts. That's a problem.
Exactly.
Number 10, does sleep quality affect your cravings for sweets?
I want to say yes. I would think so. And I can't remember that in that episode. Well, maybe I do remember that.
It was episode 25. Do you remember we talked about shift workers?
Oh, right.
That's how that's real good, they bring donuts to work and drink sweetened coffee all night just because it's like, it keeps them awake. But then there's this they're not getting enough sleep and their sleep quality's not great when they do get to sleep. Right. And it can definitely affect it's all hormone related too, like the cortisol, the serotonin levels. If you're not sleeping well, do you remember how sleep is like a house cleaning for your brain? Right. And if you don't get enough sleep or you don't get a good quality sleep, then you kind of are in this heightened, almost like not stress, but like fight or flight, but a chronic kind of, Yeah, it messes with you. Yeah, absolutely. And makes you want to eat sweets. Yeah, because eating sweets gives you that dopamine hit. It gives you that serotonin, it gives you that, it feels better. So if you're not sleeping well, you want to feel better somehow. And so that's one way to do it, is eating sweets. Yeah, it makes sense. All right. Are we on to number 11 now? Number 11, some alternative ways to get omega-3 if you don't eat fish, if you're not a fish eater. How can you get those essential omega-3 fatty acids? Oh, this is like a I have to think of the answer kind of question. Some alternative ways to get omega-3s. This is a lot different when you don't give me the answers. Oh, sorry. We talked about it in number 2. Number 2, flax oil. Well, that's a plant-based. From oil. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you're not a fish eater, there's a couple options. You can get krill oil supplements. Right. You can have omega-3 fatty acid supplements like fish oil, or having ground flaxseed will give your body the materials to convert from ALA to the DHA, and that's the omega-3 fatty acids. So, right. Yeah. Was there other ones? There's not many. Walnuts have some very small amount of ALA, those fats. So it's because there was something that I was thinking, and I was like, I know this. So it must have been the flax. So that's the source of omega-3.
if you don't eat fish.
Right.
Right.
I mean, it's there's some conversion that has to happen in the body to make it the DHA, which is part of that.
I would have got that if it was multiple choice.
Okay.
I would have jumped all over that.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good. Excellent. So I can't remember what episode that was in, but it was in the one about, it's the oils. So it's like
the oil one.
Yeah, the fatty, it's episode 23. Now, number 12, does offering ice cream as a reward to eat their broccoli a good strategy when feeding kids?
Well, no.
If you eat your broccoli, you'll get ice cream.
It works, but it's not a good strategy.
Why?
It's a temporary fix. It's creating a monster is what it's creating. Because then your kids will only eat vegetables. It makes the vegetables look like something that you need to be bribed to eat.
Exactly.
So they're like, why are these so bad that they need to feed me ice cream in order to get me to eat them?
Yes, that's a good. Yeah.
You're painting vegetables and you're giving them a really bad rap from early on in life. And it's just not a good way to parent kids when it comes to food. Like using rewards with food is just going to cause huge issues down the road.
Exactly. It kind of backfires. I think it's a short-term Band-Aid effect. Like you'll get them to eat it at that meal, but is that a good, they're not really learning the tools of, healthy eating and variety and yeah.
Totally. We're going to do an episode on that eventually too. Just different eating, what do we call it?
Feeding relationship?
Well, disorders, like stuff around, more like the psychology of eating, I think, and different...
Intuitive eating, mindful eating.
Yeah.
Eating as a family, like together, eating together.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things we can discuss around that. So.
Oh yeah, there's
one of these times.
Huge topic.
That will be the topic.
Yeah, I think now with that one, we talked a little bit about it with the episode number 2 with the preteen vegetarian. But then I think we also talked about it at another, about the picky eater. Yeah, that's right. Can't remember what episode that was.
I want to say like 12.
Okay, we'll have
somewhere
to look that up.
There.
Let's look at that. Yeah. All right. Number 13. Does almond milk have one of the best nutrient profiles of all the plant-based alternative milks? Almond milk. Is it one of the best ones for like health?
I think it's okay, but not the best.
Yeah.
I think there's better ones. And I remember almonds it's not good because of how much water it takes.
Good memory.
And
yeah.
A lot of the almonds come from California where there's a lot of drought.
That's right.
So
they're sprayed.
The spray, the pesticides and all that.
That's right. That's a big one. Yeah.
But they're pretty healthy, right? Like almond milk is moderately healthy.
How much protein per cup?
2 grams.
Yeah. How
really?
much protein?
Well, look at me.
How much protein in soy milk?
8 grams.
How much protein in cow's milk?
8 grams.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for protein, almond milk
I think
isn't good. But
with like if you're having it as an alternative to cow's milk, then you probably want something that has a little bit more protein, like oat milk or soy milk or
Gotcha. Okay.
hemp milk.
The question was a little bit misleading.
Okay.
Because if you'd said which one is like the best source of protein kind of question.
Oh, yes.
But because you're like overall footprint of what did you
the nutrient profile.
Nutrient profile. I'm like, well maybe it's okay all around. Even though it's lower in protein, maybe it's good otherwise. But
that's good. We'll do this again in
it's all about the question.
It is all about the question.
Yeah.
It really is. Wow. We'll do this in episode in 25 extra more episodes along or something. Anyways, okay. So that was from episode 1 about almond milk.
So the answer was almond milk isn't great.
It's not. It's the most popular. It's the most popular. So it's like the one that's like going fleeing off the shelves. Like people are, I want my almond milk and I need to get almond milk. But it if you really look at it, it's like, okay, there's not much protein in it. It takes a lot of water to produce it. Comes from California. Like there's a lot of issues around almond milk that we should think about before purchasing.
There you go.
Number 16, I think we just talked about this. Soy milk has...
Number 16?
Sorry.
I don't think it goes to 16. I think we're number 14.
14. My writing's so bad. Okay. Soy milk has the same amount of protein per cup as cow's milk.
Yes. We just covered that.
Perfect. Episode 1. Okay. And then the last one, 15, is drinking sugar-free pop satisfies sweet cravings.
Huh.
Wow. Okay.
My gut says no.
Yes.
Because it's kind of a leading question, right?
Yeah.
You're leading what am I called? The answer. It's like in a courtroom. You're leading the witness, Your Honor.
Witness. You're my witness for the nutrition pop quiz.
I don't know whatever the terms are they use, but
you're so funny. So drinking sugar-free pop doesn't satisfy sweet cravings?
I don't know. It does. It doesn't. You tell me. How about you answer this one? Sandra, does drinking sugar-free pop satisfy sweet cravings?
I think it, like, right away, you get that hit of, it tastes like overly sweet because it's sweeter than sugar.
It tastes kind of funky.
And then your body craves sweets after. Like, you actually want more sweets through the day. So in episode 25, we talked about how to curb cravings when you feel addicted to sweets. And one of the recommendations was to reduce your artificial sweeteners, including in pop, because I think it's tricking the brain. And the evidence has shown that people that drink sugar-free pop end up eating more calories and more sweets over the day because they probably, I don't know, there's lots of things going on. Probably you think, I didn't drink, there's no calories in the pop, so I can, have more of other things, right? But then you end up having more sweets and it's actually not helpful at all. So water's the best fluid.
There you go. Yeah, it backfires a bit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. Do you have any questions about the nutrition pop quiz, Rob? Or suggestions for next time?
I'll write some next time.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, you write the questions.
It's fun when I ask Sandra questions because we can see each other when we're doing this. And sometimes I'll ask a question and she'll just give me this like facial expression that
like
says,
daggers.
"No, don't go there. It's too hard to explain," or it's a whole episode all on its own.
That's right. Like when you asked about what's the difference between fats. Remember, just like randomly in one of the episodes,
thinking I'd get a one sentence answer.
Saturated and unsaturated. I'm like, okay. And then so we did episode 23 because that was your answer. That's right.
Right. So I gotta be careful what I ask.
Yes, and today is a holiday in the States, and we had a holiday in Canada on Friday, Canada Day. So I hope everyone's having a great holiday season and start to the summer.
Awesome. Yes. And it's raining again today. It's been a horrible weather here, but hopefully it becomes summer soon. Yeah,
we get these gold nuggets of nice, warm, summery, sunny, windy days, but they're few and far between lately.
Exactly. Alrighty. Well, hopefully next week we'll have, maybe we'll talk about like barbecue season or something, or some like
great idea.
Outdoor summer picnic eating
and that'll bring on the
something
heat.
Summery. Yeah.
Good idea. I like that idea.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. Well, thanks. That was fun. Well, hopefully everyone playing along did well. And
I think you got a gold star, honey.
Oh, I got a gold star. Lucky me. Yes. There we go. All right. Well, maybe we'll just end on that.
Thanks. Okay,
all right. Take care. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.